Three down. 36.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hatchet. Go, baby.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down. And you make the home crowd go.
There is a hush indeed. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Mariota. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Offense has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throwing. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
A quick throw complete to Chark. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
There you go. Hey, check 24.
2nd and 11. Looking for Shepard deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here we go.
From the gun, King. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going. You love it when they let you play and jive.
A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things bounce.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get it as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. King. That one complete. He finds Shark. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Jags first down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Big series right here. We got to step it up.
King on first down. Buying time to his left. Room here to run. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Dolphins' 11-yard line.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Joker, 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 Joker.
Looking to throw. King. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
Here we go, here we go. Touchdown. Cut, cut, cut.
King now. Gonna throw on 3rd and goal. This one caught by his tight end, Oliver. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now Mariota. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
3, 1.
On 2nd and goal. Mariota. And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker His first touchdown here of the new campaign. The Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. An out route there for the score, a quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands, knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
The 45-yard line.
Now King, off the play fake. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. King, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. On 2nd and 9, Mariota. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 36 yards on the play. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Mariota. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A 2nd down throw here for Mariota. And he finds Parker here, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 21. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Running on first down, Eckler. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Austin Eckler with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. Pushing through the contact. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And now the throw taken in by Chark. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Jaguars first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go, D, tighten up.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Keep it up, keep it up.
Here's King. From the gun, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerome Baker. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. King flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They scored a touchdown the last time they had the football, but things going to be a little bit more difficult this time.
Oh, certainly, because where they're starting, the goal isn't even thinking about a touchdown at this point. They're thinking about field position, a couple of first downs in order to give some room for their punter and maybe flip the field position for their defense.
Out of his end zone, Mariota. And this is Parker, complete. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that
it comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose, and the Jags grab it. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're right back out there after watching the fumble go the other way. Still in control of this game, but that needs to serve as a wake-up call because they're not in the clear yet.
No, the message should be.
And it's a fumble. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
To throw is King. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. King on 1st and 10. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
First down, Mariota. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down. Mariota now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
3.
Mariota again. He's got the first down inside the 10. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And this is caught. It's Parker. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. To the air again, Mariota. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki, as the first half is winding down. The Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Makes the score Dolphins 28, Jaguars 10.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And we've got a penalty marker down here as he's able to get this only to the 20-yard line. Now, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now Leonard Fournette. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Don't get nervous. Watch the safety creep.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a third and about 14.
Brings up 3rd and 14.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
King now, operating from the gun. The open man is Shark. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, 93 yards. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Austin Eckler, 68 yards. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Sanders on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Back to throw. King. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Jerome Baker in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
'52's the mic right here, over there, right? 52.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Being chased out left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, that'll cross midfield here, not by much. Out of bounds just on the other side of the 50.
At their own 46-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
To throw is Mariota. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Marcus Mariota with his third touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Sanders now to add the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Dolphins 42, Jaguars 17.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Hey, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. Two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. And that's about the easiest decline call you'll ever have right there.
Well, it leads me to one of my pet peeves, and maybe peeves is too strong of a word, but if you're going to jump off sides, finish the play. Make sure the play ends. Don't jump off sides and stop, because you see the net result here. If you go ahead and finish the play, you don't give up that type of yardage.
Now King throwing on first down. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the line of scrimmage move as they come up 1st and 10. Here's King. From the gun, he'll throw. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Back to the air on 2nd down. King, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding.
Devontae Parker, 20. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 50 yards. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that will go out of the back of the end zone. Way too much mustard. Not a good punt, and it will come out to the 20. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. To throw is King, operating from the gun, escaping the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Christian Wilkins. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. A shotgun give to Fournette. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Operating from the gun, King. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
10 yards. Move those chains. That's good for another.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back 1st downs.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 42.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 37. Check 37.
Fournette running out of the gun. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Here's Logan Cook now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And now a fair catch called for, and he'll indeed take it at about the 6-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. First down, and they stick with Eckler. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll run it here. This is James White. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Let's go, baby.
Going on the ground with Eckler. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And down to the 27-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Now Eckler. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here.
A loss of a yard brings up 4th down and goal.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Dolphins, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.